On behalf of the National Institute on Minority Health and Health Disparities and the members of the Scientific Review Branch, thank you for your participation in the review of applications to the NIH Loan Repayment Program. This reviewer orientation will cover responsibilities and expectations for reviewers, a discussion of LRP application types and their distinctions, information on how to evaluate loan repayment applications, and important do's and helpful tips. The general integrity of all NIH peer review, including this evaluation of LRP applications, relies upon peer reviewer acceptance and observation of certain responsibilities and expectations. These include attention to confidentiality and conflict of interest, independent preliminary evaluation of applications in advance of the meeting, final scoring in a forum which considers the opinions of other reviewers, and revision of written critiques to account for adjustment of opinion and the final score. The variety of awards in the loan repayment program have a shared purpose: to recruit and retain health professionals in research careers. NIMHD participates in both the L32 and L60 award programs. For the L32 award, applicants must be engaged in clinically oriented research of any kind. A health disparities research focus is not required for the L32 program. For the L60 program, applicants must be engaged in health disparities research. Both the L32 and L60 program accept renewal applications from previous awardees. A renewal application should include information that accounts for research accomplishments during the previous award period and should document progress developing into an independent investigator. In your review of applications, please remember that LRP awards are for loan repayment and do not fund research. In reviewing an LRP application, you should consider the following: an applicant's trajectory and potential for developing a research career in clinical research or in health disparities research, an applicant's current career stage, and importantly, do not compare across applications. Each application should be evaluated for its own merits. While it is challenging not to take into account the merit of the science proposed by an LRP applicant, reviewers should evaluate an individual's potential to develop into an independent investigator. Do not take into account the research strategy or technical aspects of the research project. It more likely has already been reviewed. Rather, focus on if the research the applicant proposes to undertake will foster career development. Letters of recommendation for how they attest to an applicant's research capabilities and career goals. If mentoring is appropriate to an applicant's career stage, the qualifications of the mentor for that role and adequacy of a mentoring plan to support the career trajectory of the applicant. And lastly, the research environment's ability to support the career trajectory. When your panel opens, please verify access to IAR Commons and your secure payment registration system information within the first week. Complete confidentiality and conflict of interest certification. Contact the SRO if there are any issues. Please start early and review assignments to ensure you have access to all needed information. The L32 and L60 program have different evaluation forms. Here is the evaluation form or critique template for the L32 application. The applicant name and application number needs to be entered onto the template and then the file saved. The template guides you through all the review criteria. Each criterion or review factor needs your selection of a rating and an entry of a comment. Select a rating from the drop-down menu and enter 1 to 2 sentences in the comment space that explains the rating. The review criteria for the L32 applications are: applicant's potential for a career in clinical research. 4 factors are considered and evaluated: applicant's previous training and experience, proposed research activities, commitment to a research career, strength of reference letters. Additionally, the quality of the environment for preparing the applicant for a career in clinical research is also assessed. The 2 factors include quality and availability of mentors and colleagues, and quality and appropriateness of institutional resources and facilities. For L60 applications, please use the L60 evaluation form. L60 applications focus on health disparities research. Applications assigned to you have already been pre-screened to ensure they focus on health disparities research. Again, please use the drop-down and assign criterion scores and write comments. The criteria for the L60 applications are awarded the same as the L32 applications, however, with a focus on health disparities research. It is important to note that both the L32 and L60 forms require the reviewer to assess progress during the previous award period if the application is a renewal. If the application is a renewal, also known as a Type 2, complete Criterion 5 by selecting an appropriate rating and providing comments for the two additional factors, research accomplishments and progress in development as an independent investigator. There are several items to remember when preparing your written critiques. Always use a new evaluation form for each application assigned. You must enter the applicant's name and the application number onto the evaluation form. Never copy and paste from another evaluation form, and never reference another application in your critique. Please remember to rate each criterion on the evaluation form. Select a rating adjective from the drop-down and provide 1 to 2 sentences of opinion for each factor. If the application is a renewal, complete the renewal section of the evaluation form. Finally, assign a preliminary overall score of 1 to 9 and summarize the overall assessment of the strengths and weaknesses in 4 to 5 sentences in the overall merit summary section. Submit your critique templates and your scores to IAR. It is very important to observe the requested submission deadline since your critique and your score are needed before the scheduled meeting dates. After completing your preliminary critique, upload the critique into IAR. Remember to enter your preliminary overall score. Do not enter criterion scores. Leave blank any boxes in the IAR screens for individual criterion scores. Examine your critique and overall score in IAR after upload and ensure that the uploaded critique matches the application and that the preliminary overall score entered in IAR matches the overall score within the critique. During the internet meeting, you'll need to consider the comments and ratings of your colleague reviewers as posted in IAR, communicate discrepancies and score concerns, as well as score changes to the SRO by email, and respond to messages and inquiries from the SRO. You must enter into IAR a final score for your assignments. This is necessary for all assignments, even if a final score does not change from your preliminary rating. If you have decided to change your score, please modify your comments and ratings to reflect the new score. Once all your scores are entered, please sign the post-meeting conflict of interest and confidentiality certification form. This slide captures important dates that relate to each panel. The 4 panels follow a similar time frame for each stage. It may be helpful to add your panel's dates into your calendar. Please remember to go into IAR Commons on the opening day and complete the required certifications and review assigned applications. Submit your critiques and preliminary scores by 8 a.m. on the submission deadline. Enter your final scores and submit revised critiques by the close of the meeting. Adhering to these deadlines is important. It allows you and other reviewers to read the assigned application's critiques and to finalize evaluations. This slide summates important actions in the review process. Please use it as a reference for your review. We hope that you have found this reviewer orientation to be informative and it assists you with the review. Please feel free to contact us if you have any questions. In addition to this orientation, the following resources can be utilized to find answers to questions regarding ERA Commons access, NIH grant process and policies, IAR online help and user guide, or the NIH loan repayment program. We want to thank you again for your willingness to participate in NIMHD's review of applications to the NIH loan repayment program.